there's not one biggest issue. I think the whole food system, we need to really rethink kind of how we want to build a new food system, as the food system as it is now is not working on many different kind of different topics. It's not working. So I think one of the big issues of this moment is the environment. We have built a very efficient food system, but it really has kind of reached, or probably is already over the borders of what we can ask from the planet that we are living on. We are using up our resources. We are polluting the earth where we want our children and their children to live on. So I think that is one of the big issues. But at the same time, if you look at kind of how the food system is organized, it's also not dealing with the fact that a part of the world is very rich and the other part of the world has hardly any chances to kind of doesn't have any chances in the food system, not in economical and not in an economical sense, but also not in the sense that they can't even feed their families. So so that's already two different big issues, and then there's a lot more. So I think kind of facing a food system that is not working, we shouldn't be looking at one topic, but we should be connecting the different topics and trying to really put the puzzle together and start building a new system. So I think one of the big challenges for academics is to work in a different way. If I'm talking from the Dutch context mainly, but it's the same. So I think in a more international context, is that academics tend to have their own paradigms, their own ideas, and I think that can be really confusing for the public, for NGOs, for policymakers. And of course, people look at the world in a different way, but I think often the paradigms can be used more as a way to organize certain checks and balances, instead of just kind of a constant fight about how people should look at the world. So I think in the Netherlands, we could have a more open discussion about what we want the world to be like and how we can organize it, instead of this constant fight between different worldviews. Well, again, then I'm talking from the Netherlands. I think the civil society is doing a very good job. Policymakers at the moment in the Netherlands, I think, aren't taking the steps that should be taken. They're really failing. They've been saying that we need a food policy in the Netherlands. And for instance, in Amsterdam, where I live, there's been an ongoing discussion on what the food policy should be. But at the same time, there's nothing really happening. And civil society is really doing a lot. There's a lot of new organizations really working on different topics. And I think that is what civil society should do. They should press for more policy. They should press for people to just keep on going and organize stuff themselves when for instance, politicians are failing to do so.